Alright everyone, so we left off last week having installed the seats, but we hadn't got the engine back together completely. We've got Mark back because Mark helped me take it apart. So if there's anything that I've forgotten where it goes, I'm hoping Mark remembers. Right, Mark?
It's a lot of pressure.
So we are just going to be putting this back together today. Jaco and Andrew are finishing up everything else with the seats, but we're going to try and get this back together and running today, which should be fairly straightforward. So before we go any further, we dropped a nut down into the engine base. We're going to fish that out now, replacing pipes. No, 2 weeks ago.
Oh, this was 2 weeks ago.
And also an update on this pipe that we spoke about in our last video. We have got a replacement, so we're going to be putting this replacement in, taking the blue silicone out, so that it's back to an OEM pipe. It's not a lot of stuff to do, but it's finicky, fiddly stuff. So we will get going with that.
I'm used to waiting. Would you be waiting?
I don't know why you're pointing this at me. You should be pointing this at Jaco.
What a shame.
What did you do?
I plugged the one pipe out to plug the other one in, and then never plugged that one back in.
So Jaco,
So we don't know if it's a problem, but we hope.
we're about to find out if I'm giving Jaco cock for no reason.
Let's see. Please.
Rev and check if the red bank's still there. Yeah, that's fine. Fix. And the vacuum line's in. Yeah, the vacuum line's in. That's it.
Okay, so the moral of the story.
If you unplug a pipe, plug it back in.
So my advice is, don't buy all German cars.
I will make you delete that.
I mean, buy them. Just have patience.
Or win one.
Or win-win.
Let us struggle. Your suggestions or your word of advice of tonight?
It's like an old philosophy thing. That which was plugged in should remain plugged in.
True. What's up everyone? I'm passenger princess today. For the first time in a very long time.
Andrew's usually the designated driver of the BM because I'm usually trying to film video from the Volvo. So there's a bit of a change of pace for us.
So we're gonna get some outside recordings of this beautiful exhaust. This time I'm in this bucket seat on the passenger side, and Brandon asked me how does it feel. Just like the driver's side.
With less pedals.
With less pedals. I'm looking for them.
Today it is just myself and Andrew. And Andrew, what are we doing today?
We're putting this jack under the car to lift it up on the side and do some lovely added modifications to it.
Right guys, so as you heard, we are going to be jacking up the car now, and the reason for that is on the floor right next to me is our side skirts that we showed you guys weeks ago, but we have just not got around to putting them in. So today is the day that we're going to figure out how to get them in. The reason we've put it off for so long is we were missing a bunch of the clips that are needed to mount the side skirts. But this last weekend, we did actually manage to find a bunch of those clips. These are the clips in question. We try to get them from BMW themselves, but because they are for M3 side skirts, BMW wanted us to have a VIN number for an M3, which we obviously didn't have because this is not an M3. So luckily we managed to find some second-hand ones. So we're going to be using these. We're going to slap them on the side skirts, and then we are now going to figure out how to attach these side skirts to the car. I'm trying to shoot video, but Andrew's just making noise over here. Right guys, so first step, as the Mighty Car Mods boys say, is to jack up your car. I've already done it though, so it's done. Step one, complete.
So,
I'm doing the first hole.
you're doing the first hole. But
E36, Dr. Andrew will see you now. For your yearly prostate exam. Alright guys, so if you're wondering why I'm cleaning the car's ears, what we're actually doing is we've got some grey primer here, and we're actually just putting some primer inside these holes. And the reason for that is we don't want to leave raw bare metal exposed to the elements. Obviously this is going to be sitting behind the side skirts. There's going to be dirt and water and stuff that gets in here, and that's just going to start rusting and peeling the paint and just slowly rotting the car from the inside out. So we're going to put a bit of primer on the edges that we just exposed so that we can hopefully stop it from rusting in the future. Right guys, so we're using automotive clips for the underside of the side skirts. We were going to use riv nuts and bolts, but these honestly sit so nice and tight. I don't know if you guys can see underneath here. They sit flush and they are not going absolutely anywhere. Right guys, so there we go. We've got our side skirts in. As I said earlier, these are not the actual M3 style side skirts. But having said that, it does lower the car and they are OEM side skirts. So that means they fit really, really snug. So overall, it's going to lower the car. And ultimately, we are going to be adding some additions to these anyway. So we just wanted to bring the side of the car down a little bit. We are going to be adding some lips and things to it as well. For the purpose of what we need, these are perfect. Alright guys, so we are here at Technique. Marco's been kind enough to have a look at our beautiful exhaust. Do you agree it's a beautiful exhaust?
It's pretty.
Right guys, so I'm going to show you here why we're actually here. The exhaust we've got, you guys might have heard it, but you haven't really seen it. Right guys, so this is Marco, and Marco, tell us what you actually think of what's been going on with this current exhaust setup that's on here.
So yeah, first things first, you know, the guys tried to bend the stainless tube and they've just crinkle cutted this whole thing. So that's another restriction in it. So then they went another stainless section from your resonator onto another mild steel section to just, yeah, the whatever mess they did over here. I mean, like it's functional, it does the job, but you know, if you're a guy that's going to be under your car looking at it every time you're there, you want to look at something that's, you know, at least quality. So
yeah, because this, I'll be honest, the first time I got underneath here and had a look at it, I was like, okay, cool, we're putting the car back down. The outside looks much prettier than that, so we're not even going to look at this, but we're at a point where we think it's, guys, the other thing we've got to bear in mind is the stock system goes from to, what sort of diameter do you reckon these are?
what's that, 44?
Yeah.
40 or 50, around about there. Taking a rough guess.
Then reducing down to one single, probably of a very similar diameter.
57 mil, yeah.
Is
so
it?
you're going from like what, 44 to 57, and then going up again to what looks like 63. So you've squashed this one down to what, like 57?
Yeah.
And then going through here. So you've got some turbulence in the flow.
And I mean, I think this section here, correct me, but is going to be the most restrictive section of the whole lot because it's reducing very abruptly there.
Yeah, I would say so. Well, I wouldn't say too bad, but definitely, you know, these wrinkles that they've put in, that affect something. I mean, this is where everything collects. You want it to be smooth out so everything works together. So,
Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to have a look through here, see exactly what we need to be able to rectify all of this, and then we're going to have to come back and yeah, I think we'll leave it as a bit of a surprise to see what it's all going to look like in the end. But guys, you're going to have to smash that subscribe button and make sure that you check out where this goes, because I can guarantee you by the time Marco's done with this, it's not going to look this shit.
And then also, let's just say one thing. I mean, like, kudos to the guy that welds, but I mean, like, if you've got holes, I mean, you can literally see the holes in the exhaust where everything was going through.
Oh yeah, no.
And even over here, I mean, it's just, that's porosity. They didn't even bother cleaning the mild seal down before it welded. So you've got like little pinholes everywhere. And that's what we're not going to give you. We're going to give you pretty pie cuts, nice bends, you know, and 3 or 4 stainless right to the back.
So Marco, in general, why would you say that this would have been done this way if this isn't the right way to go about things?
You know what? I think mainly just cost.
Yeah.
You know, the guy just wants a sound on the car. He wants different tips, you know, and he wants to hear the difference. So what the guys will do is they'll just put, you know, different resonator in to give you a louder sound, take all of the factory baffling out.
Yeah.
And then,
because it does sound good, but when you get under here, it doesn't look pretty.
look, the thing is, it's functional. That's all it is. It's literally just giving you the sound that you wanted. But in terms of performance, you want it to be, how can I say, you want it to help the system get those exhaust gases, because an engine is in effect just an air pump.
Yeah, air in, air out as fast and as easy as possible.
Exactly. Any restrictions, anything actually hampers performance. So,
Yeah. Okay, no, well, that's cool. Well, we will then be back and we'll figure out a plan to get rid of this mess
That
right here.
right there.
This here, I mean,
Don't try and
Enough
bend
said.
stainless, kids. Well, you can if you have a mandrel bender, but you need a lot of money for that type of machinery. I mean, we do it everything in sections, pie cuts, bends, weld everything together. Use the right filler rod, use the right processes, and don't cook the stainless to where it's like super black.
So guys, I could go and show you some of Marco's welds, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to wait until we working on this to show you. No pressure. But yeah, I've just seen here as well. We should probably investigate. I think it's probably just rubbing on that heat shield there.
Oh, it's this thing. There you go. That's the problem right there.
There we go. Okay. All right. Well, we're just slowly polishing our prop shaft, so that's great. But anyway, Marco, thanks so much. Really appreciate it. And I can't wait to see what this is going to look and sound like, because the drone is horrible and it looks horrible at the same time. So.
Look forward to having you guys back.
Guys, so we took a little bit of a detour from talking about the exhaust because Jane decided that she wanted to see what welding looks like through a welding helmet. So Marco kindly, didn't have to, but kindly obliged and decided to make the Clutch Culture logo for us. So guys, it's super awesome. So what we're going to do, everyone, is anyone who buys anything from clutchculture.co.za in the next 2 weeks, one of you guys are going to get to take that home with you. We will chuck it in. Yeah, guys, I mean, that is really cool. Guys, head over, check out Technique's work. Technique SA, I'll also put it down in the description. Check out their work. If you guys are needing any fab work, please check them out and give Marco a call. Marco and Jan are both fantastic at what they do, and we are really looking forward to our new exhaust because that old one needs to go. Alright guys, so even though we've been away for a couple of weeks, we have been super busy in the background. So in the next video, we're going to be assembling these and starting to test fit them to the car.